Welcome, dear fiends of the den, where shadows speak louder than headlines, and every whisper begs to be cross examined. This is the lair of Rose Noir, unmonetized, unsponsored, and unapologetically unfiltered. I am your underground icon. Here, news and conspiracy theories tango in the dark, hatch strange offspring in my brain, and slither out through my mouth. No ads, no allegiance, just raw nature, forensic fury, and a hunger for justice that doesn't sleep. If you want to keep the lights dim and the truth loud, your donations keep the blood pumping. The PayPal link is in the bio. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell. Welcome back, dear fiends of the den. We are still talking Mandela effects because I got some great comments from all of you on TikTok. And, well, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling Friday today, and it's a little low key here in the den, a little dim. But I want to talk about some of your comments about these Mandela effects and a few more. And don't forget to list your favorites in the comments. My post asking if people believe a Mandela effect is a conspiracy theory got me some great responses on TikTok. So let's talk through. So we've got a response from Andy Winter saying Ed McMahon, because I asked what other conspiracy theories people remember. And Ed McMahon seems like it is gaslighting. I remember him as a spokesperson, and that was for Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes. I clearly remember this too. I used to get all of the magazine requests in the mail to send away for everything to possibly win this, what was it, $1 million? And Ed McMahon would show up at people's homes. Somehow now, no, this does not exist. It is a form of gaslighting. It is a form of collective conscious manipulation. And then from Charlie's Angel TikTok shop, she said, I remember that, referring to Nelson Mandela passing in prison. And from G180 says, the Mandela effect is definitely a CIA project, most successful gaslighting of a population. So those are some TikTok responses. Very interesting that people do have the same memory that I do, as well as remembering Ed McMahon and saying that the Mandela effect could be a CIA project. There's also the Richard Simmons Mandela effect of his sweatband, which I know he wore because roughly 15 years ago, my hairdresser dressed up as Richard Simmons for Halloween in the whole shorts, the socks, and he had a sweatband in his hair, and he made deal-a-meal cards. So yes, Richard Simmons wore the sweatband, and I know that there was a Mandela effect with Britney Spears as well, and that's fairly recent. The Britney Spears Mandela effect is a doll that was created of her in one of her more popular videos where she had a microphone around her head so she could sing and dance. And apparently, the doll that was created in her image has the microphone, but the video now does not have a microphone. So, is this people removing things via CGI, like the microphone or Richard Simmons' headband? Or is it that they filmed everything twice? Richard Simmons filmed with a headband and without. Britney Spears filmed with a microphone and without. And then they just decide to switch it out later. Or do we jump timelines? Does time travel exist? Are there people who have, in secret, figured out how to travel through time privately and are doing so, going to the past and creating some sort of tear in that fabric, and it ripples through time and it shifts our current reality. And then certain people's consciousness retain all of these fragments of a world that no longer exists, this original timeline. So it creates all of these conflicting memories, which are known as the Mandela Effect. Now, Fiona Broome, who coined the term Mandela Effects, speculates that these memory glitches stem from movement between parallel realities. So that there are different realities that are going on at the same time we are, but maybe we live in a different home and we have a different family and a completely different life than what we know is going on now. But why does our consciousness only exist in this timeline? Or do we have multiple consciousnesses? Do we? So, time travel could act as a bridge that allows these time travelers to cross into alternate versions of Earth where history diverged slightly. But could there be people that are doing this on purpose for nefarious reasons to get ahead in life? Could this be governments around the world time traveling so that they can succeed? There are conspiracy theorists that believe that quantum entanglement or experiments like those at CERN might destabilize space time, causing memories from one timeline to bleed into another. So, like I said yesterday, the Berenstein Bears or Berenstain Bears now, or the cornucopia in the Fruit of the Loom logo, like I explained in yesterday's episode. So, they do say history is written by the victors. But what if history is rewritten by these time travelers and our memories aren't wrong? They're just from a version of reality that no longer exists. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And thank you for joining me in the den. Don't forget, because I bring you the truth, the den has been demonetized, and it's a signal from the shadows. So if you'd like to support the dark entertainment and Rose Noir's investigations, you can do so by tipping the detective. The paypal.me link is in the bio. Again, thank you so much for joining me in the den. If you've got something to say, send me an email at welcometothedenpodcast@gmail.com.